And now for our next news special report.
Good evening, America. Today, the political landscape was shaken to its core as we bear witness to an unprecedented moment in our nation's history. Picture this: a former president, one of the most polarizing figures of our time, drops a bombshell hinting at a willingness to face something most would consider unimaginable. This isn't just about legal battles or political spats. It's about the lengths that one would go to defend beliefs and principles. The unfolding story brings to light questions about the very essence of our republic, constitutional rights, and the boundaries of political discourse. As you listen, ask yourself, what would compel a former leader of the free world to consider such a drastic step? And how does this shape our future? You need to know the full scope, especially as it culminates in a final thought you do not want to miss. In an era where the Constitution is supposed to be our guiding principle, we saw a republic tested in an unprecedented manner, and here's what we know. In a move that sent shockwaves through the corridors of justice and the streets of America, D.C. Judge Tanya Chutkan imposed an unexpected gag order against former President Donald Trump. This isn't just any order. This is an order that bars the 45th President of the United States from speaking out against Special Counsel Jack Smith and any court witnesses in the ongoing DOJ lawsuit initiated by the Biden administration. To understand the gravity of the situation, one must first understand the underlying tensions. Jack Smith, the special counsel in question, has reportedly been leaking information to the press on a regular basis. And whether you support Trump or not, imagine being silenced while your opponent continues to get their side of the story out unchecked. But why would a judge issue such an order, you might wonder? Critics argue that Judge Chutkan's personal bias might be influencing her judgment. In the past, she's not hesitated to voice her disdain for the former president and his supporters. Yet the gag order isn't just an affront to Trump himself. It strikes at the heart of the First Amendment. The argument made by Trump's legal team is one that resonates with many Americans, that the order is politically motivated. They claim it's an attempt by the current administration to mute its most vocal and arguably most influential critic. To quote directly from a brief filed by Trump's lawyers last month, they stated that the proposed gag order at the time is nothing more than an obvious attempt by the Biden administration to unlawfully silence its most prominent political opponent, who has now taken a commanding lead in the polls. And speaking of opponents, do you ever feel like you're up against financial giants, not knowing how to ensure your future? It reminds me of how David must have felt against Goliath, but there is hope. If you've been looking to take control of your financial destiny, you are not alone. Like President Trump standing against establishment forces, many Americans are searching for ways to safeguard their future. Noble Gold Investments can guide you. Investing in precious metals can be daunting, but with the right partner, it doesn't have to be. Real customers say Noble Gold made the process simple and straightforward. With Noble Gold's guidance, securing my future felt less stressful. And the best part, Noble Gold is giving away a free 5-ounce silver America the Beautiful bullion coin for qualified accounts. They have an A+ rating with a Better Business Bureau and stellar reviews. Visit nextnewsgold.com or click below this video to learn more. And now back to the core of our story. The trial, which has now gained even more national attention due to this controversial order, is slated for March 4th, 2024. An environment where every move and decision is heavily scrutinized, this date feels like a storm brewing on the horizon. But what did President Trump have to say about all of this? Well, during a recent speech in Iowa, President Trump addressed this gag order head-on. He described the order as totally unconstitutional and expressed his incredulity. He stated, "A judge gave a gag order today. Did you hear that? On speech, I believe, is totally unconstitutional what she did. The judge doesn't like me too much. But what they don't understand is that I am willing to go to jail if that is what it takes for our country to win and become a republic again." Watch.
A judge gave a gag order today. Did you hear that on speech? Which I believe is totally unconstitutional what she did. A judge gave a gag order. A judge doesn't like me too much. Her whole life is not liking me. But she gave a gag order. You know what a gag order is? You can't speak badly about your opponent. But this is weaponry all being done because Joe Biden is losing the election and losing very, very badly to all of us in the polls. He's losing badly. But what they don't understand is that I am willing to go to jail if that's what it takes for our country to win and become a democracy again. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Clearly, Trump remains defiant and undeterred. But it wasn't just the former president responding. On his Truth Social platform, he posted emphasizing the gravity of the day's events with the post that simply read, "A terrible thing happened to democracy today. Gag order." His spokeswoman, Liz Harrington, didn't mince words either. She released a scathing statement saying today's decision is an absolute abomination by crooked Joe Biden, who was granted the right to muzzle his political opponent. President Trump will continue to fight for our Constitution and to keep our country free from the chains of weaponized and targeted law enforcement. Now, let's be clear. The issue at hand isn't about political sides. It's about the integrity of our justice system. It's about whether those in power can silence their critics through judicial mechanisms. Regardless of where you stand politically, the implications are profound. The situation poses the question, what is the role of our judiciary? Are we witnessing the wielding of judicial power to settle political scores, or is this a genuine effort to uphold the principles of our republic? As we reflect upon the day's revelations, we're left pondering the consequences of Trump's proclamation of his willingness to go to jail to uphold the American way of life. It's an act of defiance that raises eyebrows and a plethora of questions. How would a potential incarceration impact Trump's 2024 presidential campaign? Could we witness a presidential campaign led from a prison cell? It's an image both surreal and troubling that harks back to scenes from banana republics rather than the beacon of freedom we proudly proclaim ourselves to be. This is a defining moment, not just for Trump, but the very essence of the United States. Our republic, once hailed as a stalwart defender of freedom and justice, now stands at a crossroads, asking the world, what are we becoming? Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.